Hey guys, Matt Quixley here, just taking you through what you get when you're a client with High Ticket Hero. So I've done that video around how it all works, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. But this is going through more the specifics of what you get here. So working with investment buyers agents, it's very much sales consulting or business coaching, if you like. We want to make you more efficient so that you can sort of scale. So helping everything from when a lead comes into your CRM all the way until it's converting into an actual client and optimizing everything in between. The prerequisites of who we're working with here, again, we want the lead flow coming in nice and strong, so whether it's from paid or organic. We want sales capacity, so people can actually sell, so whether it's yourself as the business owner or setters or closers. Having a core CRM, typically working with Go High Level just because I would see the most success with, and then having basic technical support so we can implement changes. So I'm working with you to roll this stuff out as we build it together as a team. A little bit more around what that looks like specifically. So we've got weekly advisory sessions. I'll cover off what we're covering in each of those sessions on this video today. We do live call reviews, going through your pipeline, follow up the different decision points as leads are coming through your sales process. We're tailoring everything to your business based on the constraints, which levers to push and pull to make sure you're moving forward. How to prioritize which area of the funnel to work on first and remove bottlenecks that might be slowing you down so inadvertently, and just have really clear operating standards so that at the end of the week we can go, okay, this worked, this didn't work, what's the plan moving forward? So you can keep sort of pushing forward. So what we are responsible for specifically is the sales system design, optimizing with you guys, conversion performance so it's nice and consistent, identifying what's working, what's not working for sales bottlenecks, how to structure the sales team. So you've got role clarity, what they're doing, how much they're getting paid, alignment between the marketing message and sales execution. Sometimes you have a really good sales team or sales funnel, but the marketing isn't sort of squared up and that can cause a lot of problems. Commercial positioning, in terms of who you're targeting, who your avatar is, and the price point to sort of support what they're looking for, and just the overall rhythm of the process and accountability. So if you've got some high performers, what systems and structure put in place to get the most out of them. Again, consistently is a key word. I'll probably say a few times throughout. So we're not generating the leads or managing ads or anything like that. We're not doing it for you. We're working with you to get you to the point where you sort of don't need us anymore. So yeah, how much money you're making per lead is increasing, is a big KPI that we sort of look at. So core advisory areas. So what you get with this first one, so I've got a weekly call around that, is going through, when the lead's coming into your CRM, so entry logic and routing, speed to lead, follow-up consistency, pipeline stages, management practices around each stages of your sales process, the booking rules, reminders, cancellations, engagement, handover between setters and closers, and then, ongoing sort of student success team or client success team. What's happening in the inbound DM front, so on your socials, reporting accuracy, dashboards, visibility, homepage metrics, what's happening before the sending call and after the call. So go through this every week. Again, having it all in sync is really, really important. If any of these areas are sort of weak or not on track, it will affect the whole funnel. So somebody go through and provide feedback on a Zoom session every single week. The next is going through the discovery call process too. So again, how it's all structured, what the questioning looks like, qualification standards, the intent clarity as well. So making sure your setters have a really high level of emotional intelligence to sort of navigate this process. So they're like a gatekeeper, only letting the right people through. How to establish authority for themselves, you and the brand. Manage the expectations, that they're not going to get a full plan on like a strategy call, that but they still can add value and sort of speak to their needs. Getting all the objections out, educating the right way, and then if someone is, really hot lead but not ready logistically, how to sort of look after them until they're ready to sort of pop, and then pass them on to the closer at that stage. So that's number 2. Again, a weekly call we're doing on Zoom each week to sort of go through this with the team, and that's where we can do live call reviews and stuff as well. Once you set all this up, it's then how well is it actually working, not in theory, but in practice. So getting all the setters on a call to sort of break it down and sort of show them how to do it. Very similar system for the strategy and the close framework. So, what is that structure process coming into a closing call, before it, during, and after? What the pricing positioning is looking like with the business and the brand and the value proposition, decision language, pre-objection handling, objection handling itself, pre-call nurture and education, what's happening after the call again, that sort of close out logic, mid-month, end of month, commitment, and outcome clarity as well. So are you advancing the sale, or are you just letting them take the reins and the prospect sort of doing what they like throughout the whole sort of sales process? So again, going through actual closing calls, reviews is really key, to give that sort of feedback and educate them and build up their skills. Essentially, throughout all these areas, you want each area to become 10 out of 10. So the sales funnel is 10 out of 10, the discovery call process is a 10 out of 10, the strategy call process is a 10 out of 10. And that's how it's just going to be the ease to scale your offer is just going to improve dramatically. You're going to get there a lot quicker. The next stage is also a weekly call. So the team structure and growth and scale design. So going through, how heavily involved you are, how much the sales departments depend on you versus other people as we sort of transition and grow, depending on how much revenue you're doing per month there at the moment. Introducing setters, closers, or hybrid roles if you don't already, and then setting up the next sort of roles to make sure that you don't hit bottlenecks. What it looks like from a job brief standpoint and commission setup, role expectations, accountability. Comp guides we've sort of touched on, but just the script and sort of messaging evolution, how AI can complement that, and just follow up, nurture, and improvements, things like Q&As and webinars and stuff too. Yeah, rolling all that good stuff out, referrals, reviews, surveys. So some really good stuff. So you got 4 calls a week. Outside of that, you get scale ready assets. So this is stuff you'll just be given sort of in a box. I'll walk you through each of it as we go through. So pipeline stages management, how to use that, the sales funnel and conversion framework. So what your funnel should look like versus where it is based on after we've done the diagnostic. Smart list guidelines, how to segment your database better and set up the logic. End of day reporting. So everyone's got accountability, trust but verify what they're sort of doing. Conversion leaderboard templates so that everyone's doing at each of those different stages, discovery and strategy, everyone's hitting the right numbers so that the funnel works from a cost of acquisition and return on ad spend sort of standpoint if you are running paid ads. KPIs, so again, so it makes sense for every step of the sales process. Daily, weekly sales diaries, default diaries, call tracker templates for setting and closing, the right scripts, how to update the scripts, how to educate them further, the right note templates, the right follow-up sequences, nurture trackers to keep them warm, how you can add a lot more value throughout the sales process. Again, close out campaigns that work, the structure of the NPS surveys, referral and review framework, guidelines as well, how people progress at each stage too, when to sort of leave them in nurturing versus hot follow-up and progress them. Playbooks, how to run really good Q&As and webinars, and just an overall hub there. So I'm always just building out more resources you can use just to make this better and better as you go. It's constantly evolving into what you can do and how to make your funnel more sticky as people are progressing. Then we do an end of week snapshot. So obviously there's a few different parts we're working on there. And I like to move really quick for my clients. So just giving you that breakdown, what we worked on, what was refined and implemented, key observations, and what's the plan for the 7 days sort of moving forward if we haven't touched on it already. Sometimes just giving some insights there so it's super clear on the same page. Overall, this is our outcome, as a lot of us want there. It's documented, it's repeatable if you ever want to sell the business or bring in other people, having some good SOPs around what that looks like. There's alignment between marketing, sales, ops, the BA team, whatever it might be. All the bottlenecks are identified and removed too, so that, if things do happen again down the track, how to deal with these things so it doesn't sort of slow down the business long term. The overall sales process is stronger, roles are really defined, clear incentives, full visibility. Still a lot of meat on the bone too in terms of profit margins. The operating profit hasn't sort of been hacked away completely going through this stuff. Just really tight systems and processes. Every dollar you spend with us, we want to make sure you're getting at least $5 back. And there's a bit of an exercise can go through to sort of show how, as we go through this stuff, that'll lead to just a lower cost of acquisition, faster sales, and that you're making again more money per lead. So it's just going to make things better for you guys as you grow. So hopefully that helps. I'm excited to sort of chat with you to go through this a little bit further. Cheers.